Hello, I hope y'all are all doing well. It's October 26th, and today I'm back. So it's sorry I've not been here in a little bit. I've been pretty sick. Today I've been much better. Uh, I really don't want to film a video where I cough every 30 seconds. And also, not a whole lot's going on. Today's video should be pretty short. Uh, I'm just gonna start off by talking about the severe weather that we had over the past couple of days, and then I'm just gonna be looking at really the next couple of weeks, like what we could be looking at. Really, I'll be focusing on one specific storm system, and then I'll be looking a little bit further out. But yeah, I hope y'all all had an excellent Wednesday, midway through the week. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So these are our storm reports from October 24th. So this was back on Monday. We can see we had a little bit of a severe weather event across areas of central and east Texas, western Louisiana, and central Oklahoma there. We even had one tornado report. We had two actually. We had one in Oregon, surprisingly. It's rated EF0. We also had a tornado with one injury that was an EF1 in near Gerald, Texas. Okay, that's interesting. So yeah, that is yesterday. That is 2 days ago. Yesterday we had, which yesterday was kind of what I was thinking could have been our bigger day, but it didn't do much. We didn't really see a whole lot of. The environment generally was just garbage yesterday for anything. But where we had a little bit more instability, where the environment was a little bit more not terrible, we had two tornado reports in Florida. I'm pretty sure with the same tornado though. And it was rated EF0. And then a wind report up in northern Alabama. We had a little bit of a line of storms. Brought some rain to Georgia as well, which the drought is worsening because it wasn't enough rain. But yeah, so this is so next we're gonna be talking about our next storm system. This will begin our next little period of active weather. Although not really. So tomorrow afternoon, this is 3-4 p.m. Depending on where you live, we can see pretty peaceful day across the southern plains. We don't have a whole lot going on. No rain. Dry pretty much across the board. But then you look over into areas in New Mexico and Colorado, we can see this low dipping south, this piece of energy dipping south. And associated with that, we have some or higher elevation snow and a little bit of precip, just a rain. And then as we go into Friday, that low, or Thursday night, the low begins to eject into the plains. This is about midnight. We'll just say this is midnight. We can see we start to see a little bit of showers initiating across areas of Panhandle of Texas, western Oklahoma. Taking some soundings, just see anything. Yeah, severe threat will be pretty low. I'm kind of curious though. Do we have anything? I know we don't have anything significant, but yeah. So tomorrow we do have a marginal risk all the way up into that area. I'm assuming it's for wind and hail and a tornado threat further south, but yeah. So maybe a little bit of a severe weather threat with this associated with this low as it digs south into Texas there. Severe threat will be pretty low, but we'll see if anything can happen. And then into Friday, we can just see that low is moving very slow in Texas. It's just kind of sitting here pretty much. Not even really a clean low. It's pretty, the low is not even, the low is right there, but it's very not distinctive. But we can see we have a good bit of moisture. Some heavy rain even closer to the coast. We can see we have a lot of heavy rain, not really near Houston, but close. And then just a lot of rain for the rest of the state. For good, or a good portion of the rest of the state. Not everywhere we'll be seeing rain all day on Friday, but yeah. And then back onto the GFS here. We can see that. Then by the time we get into Saturday afternoon, that low continues slowly moving east, and that low is in Louisiana. We have also let's just talk about what we have going on here. We can see a very like zonal pattern. I mean, that 540 line. Let me just trace the 540 line here. I mean, as flat as that 540 line gets. I mean, so this means it's pretty warm across the majority of the country. There's no big like temperature swings or anything. But we can, and then over here, let's go ahead and, well, we have a high pressure here. We also have, that's going to be pushing cooler air into the southeast. This will help to keep some areas more cloudy and cool in the southeast. Classic wedge. It's pretty much what it's known as. Which kind of like tends to affect mainly like these areas tend to be like the most affected by it. Well, on the southern part, I just know that very well because it's very annoying sometimes because it ruins our severe weather in the spring. So, well, ruins our what it tends to do in the spring is because of all the cloud cover. Like for example, like if it's like in West Georgia, like the reason there's always such a like I don't know if like I'm only the one who noticed this, but I mean I know it's a pretty it's correct. West Georgia does tend to get more severe weather, especially in the spring months, especially early spring, March and April, because you tend to have a wedge, or you tend to have like the wedge in place, cold air damming in northeast Georgia. So you see like we have a lot more clouds. We don't get instability. It's also a lot cooler due to the clouds, which also inhibits instability and just ruins everything. And then we end up getting nothing. Or upstate South Carolina will somehow still get something. But yeah. So yeah, that's just a little talk about the wedge there. We also have a system over in the Atlantic there. I got curious what the National Hurricane Center has, if anything. Let's go ahead and pull that up. I don't think that's it, but okay, that might be it. Yeah, that's it. Yes, we do. This has a 50% chance of formation. It definitely isn't like a strong low or anything. And it's not going to really affect us in any way, but it could potentially become a tropical storm. Yeah, so by Sunday, we can see that low is kind of dying. We don't really see it. It's losing. We don't have a lot more moisture, but that will be bringing some showers to areas of the southeast, areas of like Ohio Valley, Midwest. For Sunday there, and into Monday that just moves into the northeast, brings some like quick rain, and it's gone. But then we notice we start to see something in the west occur. So by Sunday and Monday we can see we have a really strong storm system. I want to actually switch my region here to a different one. Let's just go to entirety of North America. Yeah, that'll work. So, yeah, we can see by Sunday we had that storm system right there. It's really just a low starting to like build. So it's a whole series of lows, and then next week, Tuesday and Wednesday, we see it really build across the west. Pretty significant low pressure. Let me just repeat that again. Yeah, very significant low pressure. Not really. It's pretty. I mean, it's a pretty strong storm system, but I don't know why I'm saying like significant so many times. But yeah, that will bring some very significant snowfall potentially to areas in the west. We take a look at our 300 millibar winds with this, like how this kind of digs down. Let me try to get this to go out far enough here. Yeah, so we're going to see how that comes down and generally just digs straight down into the southwest. And even kind of has like a cut off low look. Right there, it's a nice positive tilt. This could maybe set the stage for some severe weather as well. We take a look back at precip and looking towards like the Thursday next week, so about a week out. We do see a couple of lows head into the northern plains. So this is all the way next Saturday, Yeah, this should be a significant severe weather event here. But this is 240 hours out on the GFS, so keep that in mind. This is not gonna occur just like this. But depending on what that cutoff low does, though, or not like what that trough does in the west, that will set the stage for like increased amount of severe weather in the plains, and maybe in the east, depending on what we see. The thing is with the first piece of energy we see, the first low, it moves into the northern plains. We don't really get much with it. Doesn't really get access to any moisture, but then the second one does, and it just explodes. Which the European, which the 12Z does, should go out far enough. It goes about 240 hours out. Has that first low kind of being like a little quick snowfall. We're having a little earlier too. What the? Okay, yeah. So about the same time, it has a very similar storm system. Like a few key differences though is it's further south. We also see a little more winter weather with it. That's a little bit of a key difference, but we still see a pretty significant setup here. I mean, just by looking at that on the European, you can tell that's like severe weather, or a type of severe, like some kind of a severe weather event. I mean, that's just by looking at it, you can tell. But we can take a look at like winds. We can just see that. yeah. I mean, that's a pretty good looking there. So we'll see. I mean, I think depending on like everything that happens in the west and when this really ejects into the plains, we start to really see like everything. I mean, there's surprising amount of like consistency though, or like similarities between the GFS and the European that we normally don't see like 240 hours out on both these models. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting to see what this does. But this is still about a week out, even a little bit more than a week maybe. So yeah, it'll be interesting. But yeah, thank you for watching. That's pretty much all I got. I hope y'all all have a very good day tomorrow. I should be back. But yes, goodbye.